he was. "There is no Luzado family," an old woman told him crossly, after he had explained with great difficulty that he was looking for the Luzado Institute for Jewish Studies. An elderly fellow with a hearing aid stopped and thought at length, while leaning on his cane. "Sorry, young man. I've been living in this area for 40 years, and I have to tell you that there is no institute by that name here." Elijah thanked him politely and moved away quickly. He had walked only a few yards when the man called him back to say, "It has just occurred to me that Luzado could be an Italian name," said the old man. "Maybe you should check with the Italian consulate." Elijah thanked him profusely and rushed off before the helpful old man could produce any more useful suggestions. In the distance, he saw a boy riding a bicycle and signaled to him to pull up. Elijah hurried over to the boy and again asked for directions to the Luzado Institute. "I don't know anyone called Luzado," said the boy. "What street does the guy live on?" Embarrassed, Elijah realized that he had not mentioned the name of the street to any of the people he had approached for directions. He looked inside the envelope and read the letterhead. "It's 6 Judah Manny Street," he said. "Corner of Manny and Shalush Streets, and there's a bell on the mailbox." "Well, you're on Manny Street," said the boy, as he rode off on his bicycle. Elijah looked up, amazed to discover that he really was on Manny Street. A quick walk brought him to number 6, and within seconds, he was facing the mailbox. The mailbox appeared new and locked, and bore a small sign in English telling him that this was exactly what he was looking for, the Luzado Institute for Jewish Studies. He glanced again at the note. Convinced that he passed this very spot at least twice in the last half hour, he couldn't understand why he had been unable to find the place before. There seemed to be no explanation for his inability to find the address, but he concluded logically that the British, too, had most probably gone astray in this part of Jerusalem. Elijah smiled, recalling again how the British had conquered Jerusalem. His mind buzzed with thoughts of his favorite hobby, the various conquests of Jerusalem. Every nook and cranny in the city held a special meaning for him. Every layer of stones brought to mind a different conqueror. When it came to the holy city of Jerusalem, Elijah was a veritable fount of knowledge, and his wife often asked herself if there was more to Professor Elijah Shem Tov than met the eye. It was almost 11:30 a.m., and he was half an hour late for his meeting when he rang the doorbell, which was slightly hidden alongside the mailbox. A tinny voice with an indefinable accent emanated immediately from the speaker. "Good morning, Professor. Do please come in. The gate is open." It was very difficult from outside to discern the house, which was surrounded by a stone wall, topped by an iron railing that had seen better days. Together, the wall and railing were about 5 feet high, and the lush climbing ivy, which covered them completely, obliterated any view of the house for anyone standing outside. Entering the gate, he was faced with a panoramic view of a garden, behind which stood what appeared to be a tower. Like most Jerusalem houses of that period, the first 3 levels were made of rough rock, while the stories above were hewn stone. The house had clearly undergone extensive renovations in the not-too-distant past. Its roof had been tiled, and a high porch was built onto the building. The garden appeared well-tended, but it consisted mainly of perennials, with no flowers that might need constant care. The large, well-established cypresses and pines in the garden were clear evidence that this house had stood there for a long time. Elijah walked up the path leading to the front door, which opened even before he reached it. As he walked inside, the door closed silently after him. If the outside appearance of the house had surprised him, the interior design was totally mind-boggling. It had been totally demolished and rebuilt. If the house had once been 3 stories high, there was no longer any evidence of this. The entrance led directly into a large hall, which reached up to the roof. Up above, a gallery ran along 3 sides of the house, accessible by 2 separate flights of stairs. All the walls, except one, were lined with bookcases full of books. with some paintings interspersed among